All right, guys, welcome back. I'm going to show you how to do the back of the color wheel. The back of the color wheel really gets us set up to understand how to tint means plus white, tone plus gray, and shade each of the primary, secondary, and tertiary colors. It's kind of interesting, the center. So many neutrals are made. Neutral colors are like earthy colors like browns and grays. I think this area of the color wheel is the most interesting. So let's talk about that. The first one is the pure hue. Then it goes tint, tone, shade. If you forget the definitions of these, just look on your vocab sheet. Let's start with tint, okay? So I'm gonna do red. My red, I have some clean red, but if I only had the dirty red, I might wanna go in and, just give myself a squeeze of clean. I'm gonna make a tint, and a tint is color plus white. So I'm gonna need some clean white. So do you see that little bit that I gave myself? Just a little bit, okay? Dark into light, you'll always be right. Take that darker paint, put it into the lighter paint. See how quickly it changes? A tint is color into white. So that's a pretty tint. I'll come in here, and this second row is a tint, so I'll put my tint. And I'm gonna hope that you take a little bit more time to paint this neatly and give me nice brush control. So tint, color into white, okay? Now I'm gonna take my paper towel, squeeze the paint off my brush, and then wash my brush. You can wash a brush much faster if you squeeze most of the paint off. We wanna have a dry brush, no water, okay? So this row is color plus tone. Tone means gray, so I'm gonna have to make gray. So I'm going to take just a little, see how little? Just a little bit, be mindful, okay? Just a wee bit of white. I have some black over here. I'm gonna take like just a bit, like the smallest bit. Black is the most powerful color. It will change your color so quickly. So as you see, just the littlest bit of black made a beautiful gray. A tone is color plus gray. I'm gonna take a little bit of my red and really mix it. We don't wanna have any stripes in there. And look at that beautiful gray. Isn't that pretty? So now I'm gonna paint in my red tone. And how dark does it need to be? That's really up to you. See how this I think should be a little darker? So I'm gonna start over, and I'm gonna add a little bit more black so that it matches my other tones. What if I can't paint over that? Well, I can let it dry, and tomorrow I can come back and paint over that really nicely so that I don't get any stripes in here. But for the sake of the video, I'm just gonna paint over that. But if you're unhappy with something, acrylic paint is wonderful because it paints over so easily once it's dry. Just make sure that it's dry though, because otherwise you keep pulling up the paint. So that was a tone, and a tone is color plus gray. And if I can't remember these, I can definitely label it if that helps me, and I should always have my vocab page out. And then in the center there's a shade, and you can see all the colors plus black. A shade is colors plus black. So what do you think is darker, the red or the black? Obviously the black. So I'm gonna move a little clean red over here. I'm gonna take just a dot of the clean black, and I'm gonna make a shade. And how dark do I wanna make it? Well, I want it to kind of line up with the other intensity of my other ones, okay? So this is about the same deepness, right? So you'll just kind of match it. And if you paint it on and it doesn't look black enough, then you can let it dry and go over it tomorrow when it's dry. So the objective of this side of the color wheel is to see all those beautiful tints plus white, shades plus black, and tones plus gray. You're gonna have to demonstrate that you know how to make gray. So that's going to be black into white. Remember the mantra, dark into light. You will always be right. Always take the darker color and put it into the lighter color. I bump into alumni from 20 years ago, and when they see me, they say, Mrs. Johannes, dark into light, you'll always be right. And I know that my work is done. So good luck with your tints, shades, and tones. Thanks.